Let's talk about how to shoot 4K in the vertical shoot mode on the Osmo Pocket 3. And there's a bunch of other fun tips and tricks that I want to talk about today. So recently I went on a cross-country road trip with my family and I shot with this so much of the time. We're about to head off on 2024 road trip. I was making, reels, shorts, long form content, and all that fun stuff. So this being able to go horizontal for my long form content, shoot that video, say, oh, I want to make this for a short, flip it, go that route. Now that might not even be the most efficient way to use this for vertical and horizontal. There's a couple of things that you kind of have to know about this before you decide how you want to shoot this in vertical. When you shoot in vertical the way that DJI has made it, you're utilizing the vertical of a 4:3 aspect ratio sensor. So you're utilizing the 3 part since your camera doesn't actually rotate. I kind of wish DJI would have figured out how to make it rotate while just holding it like this, but they didn't. So when I really noticed this was when I showed up at Meow Wolf, which I'll show some of the footage from. And Meow Wolf is one of those places where if you've never been there before, there is something to see everywhere. And you want as wide of a lens as possible to shoot. And I felt like that whole experience I should shoot in vertical because it would just make a better video to make a bunch of shorts for it or reels for it and stuff like that. So I shot everything vertical. And when starting, I was shooting like this. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm just not capturing everything in the room that I would like. There's 2 problems with this that are major, and that is that you're not getting as wide of a view as you should with vertical aspect ratio, and you can't shoot in 4K. Mind you, most of my trip I wasn't shooting in 4K anyways because I think this does great in 2.7K or even 1080. When I first walked in, I'm shooting like this, then I'm like, oh yeah, you know what? There's a way I can get a wider field of view, and it's not by throwing your wide angle lens on there. Now, you could get a little bit wider field of view with your wide angle lens, but if you're doing it in vertical with the wide angle lens, it doesn't add much because of how it's utilizing the sensor. So you're getting a little bit wider when you go and put it on while you're shooting vertical, but it really doesn't do much. Quick thing, I did not use the wide angle lens at all. But if you are going to use the wide angle lens and you want to shoot vertically and actually have it utilized properly, here's what you do. Throw your wide angle lens on, take your screen, flip it this way so you're shooting horizontal, take your camera, and do this. Now, there's a couple of quirks about this and we're going to talk about it, but this allows you to shoot with that full aspect of the wide angle lens, getting the full wide angle lens, and it shows up vertically when you film. You're going to go back, you're going to look at your footage, you won't have to rotate it in post, it will show up vertically when you shoot like this. Some people might be like, well, I don't want to hold it that way. It's actually kind of nice holding it this way because you can rest your hand on it, you could do like this, hit your record button like this, and you actually have a decent amount of control. Some quirks though, if you have it in follow mode, it will still keep the horizon level and treat it like tilt lock. So go into your FPV mode if you're going to shoot like this. And yes, it's going to rotate with it, but you're still getting a super steady shot. So I prefer FPV mode when I'm shooting like this, and you can use the new FPV mode, which by the way, guys, I complained about that new FPV mode in a previous video, and I got a lot of use out of it. Like there was times on this trip where I was aiming down and I wanted to recenter and keep it aiming at the angle I had it at, and it came in handy. So I eat my words a little bit. It comes in handy. It makes sense. Like I wish they would have done some other updates, but let's get back to this. Okay, so this allows you to, if you're using the wide angle lens, get that full wide angle out of it. If you're not using the wide angle lens, you're still getting a wider angle than you would have gotten like this. And I'm going to show you right now a comparison of shooting vertically this way. And here is that same shot shooting vertically this way. Here's side by side. You can see how much more you get out of shooting it vertically this way than you get out of shooting it vertically how DJI designed it to shoot vertically. The other convenience to shooting vertically this way is you can shoot in 4K. So you can get a 4K vertical video if you want that, if you feel like you need it. Honestly, none of the platforms that you're going to upload vertically to need 4K video. 1080 is all you really need, but it gives you the ability to do so. So you can get the most out of your sensor, your camera, and all of that by shooting vertically this way. Mind you, you can't set it up on a tripod this way very easily, but you still have your option to get a tighter frame, tighter field of view shooting vertically this way at 3K. Another trick that I do with my camera that you may not have thought of, if you want a little bit more reach in your zoom, switch it to 2.7K instead of shooting in 4K, because oftentimes I'll be shooting 4K this way. When I flip it vertically, it will switch to 3K because that's what it does when you flip it vertically. But if you're shooting in 2.7K, you'll get that extra, it'll be a 3x zoom instead of a 2x zoom. So it gives you that extra zoom if you need the zoom to just keep it in 2.7K. 2.7K is plenty for people viewing on their phone, people viewing on most computers, like very few computer screens actually show 4K. Definitely, if you want to get a little extra reach with your zoom, shooting vertically or shooting horizontally, 2.7K is the trick, because if you're shooting in 3K vertically, it also limits you to that 2x zoom. I forgot to mention this one, but it also allows you to do low light mode while shooting vertical. You can't do that if you shoot vertical like DJI intended it to shoot vertical. This was a lot of information just about shooting vertical. I'm hoping some of those clips from Meow Wolf appealed to you, and if they did, follow my other channel, which is my travel channel called Swirling Eddie, right here. Check it out. Check out the links in the description if you want to purchase a Pocket 3, any of my accessories I use with my Pocket 3 and stuff like that, because it really helps me out keep shooting videos like this and progress into making my other channel, which I'm working on right now, doing the Swirling Eddie channel. So I've had a lot of fun experience using this on this entire road trip, and I pulled this out more often than the FX30 I'm shooting this on right now. This camera's amazing. Any of my other videos you want to see on it, check out that full playlist right there, guys. I hope you subscribe, follow along. Hope you go over and check out Swirling Eddie. Go shoot some fun stuff. Don't forget to post your work. Peace out. I'll see you next time with another one. All right, later.